It's that time again. It's time for another Saturday night special where we talk about everything rockhounding related. Well, just because it's the holidays now doesn't mean it's time for the holiday sangria. That is, I don't think I'm a fan. Not a fan. Well, this is going to be probably an extra long double episode of the Saturday night special. We skipped last week. I couldn't make it happen, so we got to double up on things. There's a lot to talk about this week. Let's start by showing something terrible. Lead with the bad foot first. So we Sarah found this rock, and you can see that there's some very clear agate going on in this, okay? And if we you can't really see with the black light. You can see a little bit, but it's not a great looking rock. But I cut it anyways, and it's exactly what you would expect on the inside. Kind of a little bit of a bummer to see something where it's like so fractured. I'm surprised this held up. Maybe it's not that bad, but we do have some fluorescing happening. Nothing too special, but we do have these little teeny tiny waterline pockets. So I think at Sarah's request that will be getting thrown into the dump pile. But it's interesting, right? Because we do get to explore new areas, and that came from a new area. So it does seem promising. I would find it hard to believe if this was like the only agate at an area. Seeing how it's kind of like, I don't know, put into the spread throughout this piece of fractured up dacite really makes me think that, there's going to be more. There's going to be more. So maybe that's a thing for the spring. Currently, it's buried. Buried under the snow. This will be part of a future video, but this is a piece of chalcedony that my friend Stan gave me from Utah. And, I cut the bottom off of it, right? We cut this. And here it is polished up now. I think it came out pretty good. Let's see. Oh, it's all. Of course, it's got my dirty fingerprints on it. But look at that. I'm very happy with that. I think it came out quite nice. You can see my light cube. Beautiful material. I have to find a nice place for it out here. I was going through the playlist for these Saturday night specials because, we're at episode 75, and I thought it was just interesting to add up all the time. Sitting at 13 and a half hours. And I was scrolling through this playlist, and I'm looking at all these things that I've talked about on here, and I'm like, I wouldn't even know where to begin. Now, I'm not going to recommend you go and watch all of them, but if you did, I think there's a lot of like hidden gems of information that we've touched on over the years here on the Saturday night special, and it's all there. It's crazy to look at it and be like, the monologuing out here about rockhounding has now far exceeded like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. It's a lot of rock talk, a lot of rocks. And it's also fun to go back and watch the first one, and I was like, I don't know, maybe people will like this, and the shelf was like empty. The magnetite. I don't even know if I want to hold this up for you guys. We're at I think it was over 25 pounds, but excellent location. Then we look at some of these smaller ones. That's a little more manageable. I thought that was an excellent location, and that material is so unique and so cool, and that. So we got some show pieces here. some with the apatite crystals. All pretty not great quality, but still unique nonetheless. I really wish I could just like, I don't know, do it justice for you. But the magnetite that we picked up in Utah is just like, it's obscenely dense, you know? Like, I should really do a comparison between this chunk of magnetite and the pumice that Andrew gave me. Like the big pumice block that, or pumice, I don't know, what do you call it? When it's like just a round cobbled piece of pumice. Not really river tumble, I don't know, whatever. Having a giant rock bigger than this that can float is, the side by side is just, it's weird to weird to look at, you know. Another piece, but yeah, that one I really like. I've yet to take this stuff to the microscope. Maybe it would be a good candidate for that. But you know, sometimes with the microscope, it's a little hard to take like really nice photos of things that are clear and things that are black. Like, it's just the resolution doesn't not good. Well, after the magnetite, which was 2 weeks ago, we went to the Utah Sunstone Knoll. Now, that location, all right, like, first off, it's off of like a paved road. Like, you just drive right up to it, which is kind of cool. And I like that. I'm not a fan of the biting flying ants. So that was less fun. And I do think if I was in the area, I would absolutely go back and get some more of these. Go back and maybe dig some. I do think the interesting comparison between these ones from Utah and the ones from the Spectrum mine in Oregon is interesting to see. And I gotta take my dirty mitts off. But yeah, I mean, they're very, very similar. Very similar, right? Maybe this is better for a photo. But yeah, it's interesting to see. And for something off the road, like, who knows? Like, you look out of the desert out there and it's just this endless expanse of desert. And I mean, if they're right there, the geology of that area extends out, you know? You're going to find more. Most definitely going to find more, which, I mean, it would be cool to find some with the inclusions, but we didn't have that much time. And to be frank, it was feeling like my face was getting baked off out there. It was, of course, the end of not the end, we're approaching the end of the Utah trip. I have one more location that we stop at in Utah, and that will be the conclusion of the late summer, start of fall, big Utah trip. And we'll get kind of back into our more, well, I guess, regularly scheduled program here on the channel, where we're hitting mines, doing rockhounding stuff around the Pacific Northwest and all of that, and really kind of get back into the swing of things. But it did allow me to shoot and edit and like book out, right? Like, kind of a lot of videos. So it's nice to not have the pressure of content production while while the snow is flying, which the snow is flying right now. This past week, I put up a article up on the website, which I think is really, really good. And that kind of probably is a nice segue into talking about something. I personally really, really enjoy hitting road cuts. You know, like, there's just so much to offer, and I feel like it's very overlooked by people, and it's just not something I've seen on many other channels or just in general people talking about. We love them. So I put together a nice article all about rockhounding at road cuts, kind of breaking down some of the different safety things, what you want to look for in a road cut, just all of the aspects of it, you know. They're rarely are they rarely is a road cut like a destination location, but really it's more like, I don't know, a location that you can hit up on the way to something else, you know, which makes it very, very cool in my opinion. I love kind of the reverse engineering, right? Where we go from destination and then I map back where we're starting and try to find cool road cuts and stuff along the way. Like, it's just so much fun to be able to, I don't know, almost like digitally explore geology from my office chair, which I just, years ago you wouldn't have been able to do something like that. So it's very cool to be able to do that, and I'm happy to, of course, you know, share my process with people. Actually, you know what? I'm going to run inside. I'm going to grab the material from the road cut that is up in that article, and I will show you that. So here is some of the material that I got out of one of the road cuts that I used as a demonstration in that article. And what we have here is we have some selenite. And the selenite, for the most part, I think on the surface it looks not great, but it is incredibly clear just with some little black like inclusions, which I think is pretty cool, you know. And we'll throw some photos in here of these, but some interesting stuff, very kind of crusty and dirty and whatever, and I still need to probably do some cleaning of these, but I do think it's very cool to be able to just like pull over and find something like this, you know? I mean, I think this one's pretty good. Yeah, there we go. Very kind of like fragile material though. Like, I turned so much of this stuff into dust out there, chipping away at it. But we do have some very like well-formed little crystals in here. Maybe see in this one. But since we are going into winter here, I think it's an excellent opportunity for people to do some of this digital reconnaissance, where you can just hang out and see what you can find on the computer. So, well, I guess maybe this one was not as long as what I had expected, but you know, I hope you all had a fabulous Thanksgiving, and I think we're going to leave this one here, everybody. Thank you so much to the members here on the channel. Your support goes a long ways in the production of these, and everybody that watches to the end of my videos, thank you. All right, everybody, y'all take care, and I will catch you on the next video.